Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lipstick Lies and Liberation. You have Amber and Sam. We're sisters and we love talking all things liberation for women, the lies that we tell ourselves and that society tells us, and lipstick because we like to also talk about some girly things. So today, we are talking about people pleasing. That is our focus. How do you know if you're people pleasing? How to break the cycle of people pleasing? What are the effects and the impacts of doing that? How does it impact your relationships? Could it be ruining all of the things you're working so hard to build and achieve? This topic, like, it's kind of like mycelium network, like it's underneath the forest, it communicates and kind of is controlling a lot of things behind the scenes. So we're excited to talk about it. We're going to start with our segment that we do in the beginning, which is we share our lipstick, a lie that we've been telling ourselves, and then a liberation. So, Amber, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Sure, yeah, I can go first.
Cool.
So my lipstick is this week. I have like a lot of really cute pajama sets. And so like my lipstick has been like instead of just going to bed in like a random like t-shirt and like sweatpants that I found, I've been like putting on my cute pajama sets and like laying them out the night before and stuff. So that's been really nice and it's just felt really good and like girly and like, a little luxurious for me. My lie is that like I can't it's kind of like going back again to like I can't juggle everything. Like I had like, a mishap last week where like I was dealing with an injury and like it was really hard to juggle like my work schedule and like doctor's appointments on top of the kids' schedule. And
Yeah.
like so I feel like a lie is that like sometimes when those things come up it can make things impossible, but like honestly, it worked out. Like I was able to schedule appointments like after work so I didn't have to worry about the stress of like trying to leave early and it didn't affect the kids stuff and I was able to get people to help me with them or like snatch them up and take them to dinner if I was going to be late. So that was definitely a lie that I like broke out of myself. Even when there's hiccups, like you can still make it work.
Yeah.
And my liberation is tomorrow I get to leave for a vacation, and that it's just going to be me and my three kids. And it's my first vacation that I have like planned and funded all by myself as a single mom. And so it feels
Woo!
really, yeah, it feels really liberating to like take control of that, like fully do everything for it and be able to provide that for my kids, like that experience for us. So it's very liberating to do it on my own, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I love that. It's gonna be so much
Yeah.
fun.
Hmm.
Just walking around feeling like a boss bitch.
Yeah, like I did this.
Yeah. Also, PJ sets. Oh my God, I just got a Free People PJ set that I've wanted for a
Okay.
while. It has like the frilly bow on like the front
Oh.
and the sides and like it's yeah, it's just really cute. Those are the best.
Yeah, like matching sets are so fun, and especially if they're like comfortable and cute too. I love it.
Yeah, so good.
Mhm.
Lena just joined us right there.
Aw, she's so cute.
It's on YouTube if you're listening on Spotify. Um, okay, great. So my lipstick and line liberation. My lipstick is I had we went thrifting this weekend, me and my fiance, and I let myself go crazy for holiday decor. Like I literally went nuts. Like I bought pumpkin plates, a little pumpkin dish, a pumpkin like a fake pumpkins that are wrapped in like twine and glitter. Pumpkin like a pumpkin little dish I'm gonna put my keys in when I get home. Like I've just
Oh,
yeah, I've always just moved so much and I've always had small apartments and like this place, this condo is smaller than my last apartment, but we have like more storage, like a storage unit and like a basement little storage unit. So I'm just like, yeah, if that stuff does make me happy and like helps me, like that's my favorite memories of growing up is like holiday stuff. So I went crazy. I got so much holiday stuff and then I got this entire Christmas village, like RIP to the grandma or auntie that died and like all of this
oh.
like that's how you know it happened though. Like someone didn't just donate their like perfect condition like
Yeah.
Orion Christmas village. It was the whole thing and it was so many pieces and they were selling all of them for like $6, which I have a little like vintage Christmas village like ceramic house that has a little lamp like you it has a light in it and it
Okay.
was I know, and I thrifted that a couple years ago, and it's my favorite like holiday decor, and it was like $30 thrifted, and these were all like $5. So I scooped them all up. A few ladies were angry when I was a few women were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she got all of that. Like, how did I not see it?" Um, yeah, so I was very pumped about that. So that's my lipstick. Um,
Cute.
yeah, my lie again with the storage is like I'm 35 and like my body has changed and I've gained weight and like I've never been this jean size and like size in my life. And my lie is like holding on to things. Like I have so many bags of clothes in storage and like as a short person, like being 5'1" we fluctuate more. It's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, like you gain 6 pounds as a 5'1" person. That's a whole other pant size. So it's
Yeah.
like, so I've always had multiple sizes of things just for like different points in my cycle. But this is like different than that. So anyway, I'm gonna allow myself to go through and just get rid of most of it besides like my most favorite things. Because I have kept things and then been happy I kept things in the past. So yeah, that's how I'm approaching this. I'm just like an abundance mindset, like realizing like it's a scarcity mindset to be holding on to those things and like trusting that no matter what size I'm at, I'll be at a place where I can just go buy, like not to be over consuming, but like I always thrift and stuff and just
Mhm.
trusting that I will be able to get whatever I need the moment I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and allowing these like awesome pieces that are so good that I've been holding on to because they're so good, like allowing them to continue to live on and like
Mhm.
find new homes. Yeah, and I guess that's my liberation too, is like letting go of the like, oh, my body has to change back like right now or whatever. Like
Um,
just letting it be, just accepting and loving this moment and like celebrating this moment exactly as it is. So as a woman.
mhm.
Um, yeah.
Good. I love that. And I think it takes the pressure off too. Like I feel like sometimes when you keep so much of that, it like gives you this pressure that like I have to go back to that jean size or I have to like lose that weight and be that size. But like you're just gonna like as you get older and as things change and like your hormones and stuff, like it's okay that your body changes too. It's natural. So
Yeah. Yeah, like well, I was thinking about me being like 70 years old, like still wanting to look like 20. And I was like, no, that's not how I
yeah.
want to be at all. I want to be one of those badass ladies who's like, look at me, I'm glorious. Like I am alive. I am living. So mind your
Yeah.
business. Like, yeah.
I
Um,
love it.
thanks. It's been super fun. I've been doing a lot of fashion shows for Ben.
Sure he loves it.
He does. He makes him so happy.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. Um, yeah, okay, so should we dive in?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually have a list of like signs that you are people pleasing. I was thinking maybe we start with that.
Okay, sounds good.
Hmm. Okay. So some signs that you might currently be in a cycle of people pleasing is saying yes when you mean no. That's the most obvious one. Feeling responsible for everyone else's emotions, like walking on eggshells and yeah, replaying conversations afterwards, after the fact. I do that a lot still. Um, avoiding conflict at all costs, looking at Amber and feel- feeling resentful because you give so much. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Changing your personality depending on who's around. I like
Yeah.
there's something I want to say about that one. Apologizing constantly,
Hmm.
feeling anxious when someone is upset with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And I feel like these are like easy traits to pick up, even if you're not like that naturally. Especially as a woman, as you navigate, even like outside of relationships, the workplace, friendships, relationships, like it's very easy to get into that. And like something as simple as you said is like apologizing a lot. Like
yeah.
I started to realize probably like when I really started to like change or like try to change how I was like presenting myself in the world or how I was letting people treat me a couple years ago, I realized how much I apologized like for no reason, like at a store saying I'm sorry or like something that didn't like work out with somebody else and apologizing when I had no reason to. And I've really stopped that. Like I've stopped saying sorry and I've just changed the dialogue because it's like, why do I feel like as a woman that I have to like take this on and apologize for something that like I shouldn't be. But it was a very natural part of like my personality, you know?
Yeah. Well, so was that, I mean, was that a moment that you realized that you were people pleasing, or was there other things that you were like, oh, I've been people pleasing, and then you realized that that was part of it, or was that kind of the thing that
I
made you?
think I think it was a big thing. I think I caught myself doing it one time as I was like noticing how much like I was giving to other relationships and not getting anything back or like like there was these changes happening and yeah, like I definitely realized it.
Yeah.
It was a big thing for me to realize because I'm like, why am I apologizing? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, like what is happening here?
Yeah, exactly.
And almost as if there's like this script or like written way that you're supposed to behave, and you like violated that script, so you have to apologize. And it's like it's an internal script. It's not like no one is like engaging with you being like, oh, well, she didn't behave exactly how I thought she was going to. Like it, I mean,
hmm
sometimes people think that stuff, but yeah, we're talking about the inside experience. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like for me personally, I have been a people pleaser my whole life. Um, well, like probably no, I would say like after like no, probably even in high school to a degree.
Yeah.
Like a lot, especially in like relationships and stuff. So it's something like I've just now come out of like the last like 3 or 4 years as like an adult,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Same. I think that I don't know, I kind of like really identify with the being a parentified child in the way of like I felt like I was responsible, and mom, I love you so much, and don't I hope you don't listen to this. And if you do, this was in the past, so you know. But I did feel responsible for her emotions like all the time.
Mhm.
And I used to like write about it and pray about it and be like, if I was a better person, then she would be happier, and like not be so mad with me or whatever. And so I that was the beginning of me feeling like responsible for other people's emotions. And then it like, yeah, in middle school, I don't know. I think there's something that it's hard because when you're an intuitive, empathetic person, you naturally like people will come to you because they will feel that. And like in middle school, there were so many times where like students or people kids I barely knew or like were somewhat friends with would reach out to me because they were contemplating like suicide, and I would
Mhm.
stay up with them on the phone like all night long. And like I got in trouble because I fell asleep in class in seventh grade because it was the night after, and then my teacher was like, are you okay, like what's happening? And then I told him, and then
Okay.
they like called the counselor and like the parents, and then that person got help, and then they thanked me later because
Yeah.
they're like, thank you for saying something. And because like I got help. And but yeah, it just for some reason I was like the resident suicide hotline. But I think being an intuitive, caring, loving person, it does give you a gift. And I think it's important to realize the difference between the gift and like people pleasing. And it's a
Mhm.
hard one to navigate.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like I've been meeting a lot of new people and like something I've noticed is like, they'll say like I've had people say like, I don't know what it is, I just feel really peaceful around you. Or like, I don't know what it is, I just feel like so calm and I feel like I can talk to you and like have
Yeah.
fun and relax and like be myself. And like even when they have a lot of things going on, it's like almost like sometimes you can create a safe space for people. And
Mhm.
I do think it's like a fine line when you like are that person who like naturally attracts people and people feel comfortable talking to or want to be around you. then as they get to know
Yeah.
you, they'll open up to you. And like, you have to make sure like you don't cross into that area where you just get used to like making people feel better all the time,
All the
even
time.
at the expense of your own,
Yeah.
well-being.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I wonder what that is because I constantly get that too, where it's like, I just feel like I can tell you anything. You're so easy to talk to, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. Um, yeah, I think, I don't know. It's weird because I think what that is like authenticity. Like, I
Mhm.
think you and I are both very genuine people. And we're very
Yeah.
like, we wear our emotions on our sleeve even when we try not to, and like we're just genuine. Like what we say is what we mean, and yeah,
Yeah.
even when you try to hide things, like it doesn't work, and like and I'm sure vice versa. Like I'm sure if I was trying to hide something from you, you would like just know um
Yeah.
what it was. But I think people are drawn to that genuine energy and that authenticity, but then it's like it slips into people pleasing, like you said, where it's like you're compromising your own like needs and boundaries and like what you need to thrive in a relationship just because you're in this role of taking care of other people, of care.
Well, because think about it. Like, if you're the kind of person who genuinely likes to make other people feel better, whether it's someone you've just met or someone who's a new friend or an acquaintance, like, imagine how you would feel when you're in a serious relationship and you like love this person and you care about this person so much and you just want them to be happy. So then I feel like that part of you probably gets amplified because, like, that's the person that you care about almost the most, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
you want to make them feel good. And if that means like, I don't know, then when you're in that kind of relationship, it gives you the option to put your needs aside to make them happy. Whereas in like a friendship, like sometimes you do, but there's more of like a little gap to where like you both kind of stay individual. But when you like get into a serious relationship and you start meshing your lives really together,
Yeah.
that can be hard for people to make sure that they're not falling into that.
Yeah. Yeah. So many friendships in my 20s like were very like repeating, like I was like the emotional caretaker, and I used to be like, I wish they would just call me to like go and have fun
Mm-hmm.
and like go and do something fun, and that would never happen. It was only like they're having a crisis, they need to talk, they wanted to come over and hang out, but then it would turn into a therapy session. And I even would have people because like for years I would share my journey of like healing trauma, healing sexual trauma, like going, doing, like teaching shamanic sex, teaching energy work. And I would have people reach out to me and be like, oh my God, let's catch up and like go for a walk. And then they'd be like, so I'm struggling with this, with intimacy and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, because they
Yeah.
could basically get like a free session. And I
Yeah.
be like, oh my God, like that is I just used to walk away from those situations feeling really defeated um,
Mm-hmm.
and taking it personal, which is like that's so dumb. Like it's not a personal thing. What is like you can't control how other people behave. You can just control how you respond. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So what would you suggest to someone who's like, "Oh my God, me too. Like I'm the same way. I'm the person who keeps it together for everyone else." Like what would help them?
I think things that I've been able to recognize is like, one, if you feel like you can't be like your authentic self around someone, which would be like friendships or like a relationship. And like if you feel like you're changing who you are or how you're responding to things, kind of like shrinking down your personality, I feel like that's people pleasing. And I feel like that's like a big thing I've noticed. And then like the second thing is just like if things are bothering you and you're not speaking up about it. I
Yeah.
think, like you were saying, I think that that happens and then it builds resentment and then it just builds a whole bunch of other problems. And then you're not going to feel good or like taken care of or seen in those relationships either.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I mean everyone just has to deconstruct. Every woman has to deconstruct. Like if everyone is happy with you, then you're a good person. Like you're a good woman. And like Yeah, I think so. I know that I can't be the only one, but I definitely was on the spiritual path and like learning all these spiritual things, studying with spiritual teachers, like consuming podcasts, all this stuff. And the spiritual journey of like dissolving your ego and always being kind and oneness, I think that's for men. I don't
Hmm.
think that's for women. I think women's spiritual journey is becoming more selfish, and men's spiritual journey is becoming more selfless. And obviously, this is like dependent on each person. It's not like a everyone's journey is a little bit different, but I think overall that's like the rule. I think a woman's spiritual journey is to become more selfless or selfish, and then a man's is to become more selfless. But I do, obviously, there's like exceptions. Like Ben is very selfless and like he would benefit from being more selfish, and that's what I've been kind of helping him to lean into. But for most of the part, men definitely need to learn that. Um, but what I wanted to say is that like when we say things, I realized this at a pretty young age, but then I feel like I definitely went through times of not remembering it and then learning it again and then not remembering it. And but it's like if you find yourself asking for things from people, it's most likely because you need to give that to you. And like you create the standards of how people treat you, and people will mirror that. So,
Hmm.
like, I used to think, like, I wish my friends would call me to actually hang out and do something fun and not just reach out when they were upset or wanted support. Like, I should have been like, oh, I need to take myself out to have fun. Like,
Hmm.
I don't want to just be focusing on like my healing journey, what I want to fix about myself or my life, like blah, 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 all the like that spiral we can get stuck in. That meant that I wanted to take myself out to have fun. So, like,
Yeah.
anything you're asking from someone else, you need to give to yourself because it's like, yeah, like if I wanted Ben to like do something for me, I would be like, well, I'm making it happen regardless, and he can either be the lucky person who gets to do it for me, or like I'll just do it for myself because that's what I deserve. So instead of
Yeah.
waiting around hoping for someone else to do it and then getting upset when they don't do it or they don't treat me that way, it's like, oh, I wish they would care about my feelings, or I wish
Hmm.
they would ask about how my day is. It's like, oh, why don't I just cut off this conversation and be
Yeah.
like, thanks for catching up. I actually have to go, and then go journal about how my day is since they didn't freaking ask. So,
Hmm.
yeah, like that is an easy shift that you could make if you feel like you're kind of stuck in this cycle of people pleasing.
Yeah, and I feel like that can be hard for people because they'll feel rude and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I've definitely been in situations where like I'm hanging out with somebody and they want to go do something else after, and like maybe I don't want to anymore. Like I want to go home. I'm like done.
Yeah.
But like I'll still go along with it because like I feel bad and I want them to be happy. So I definitely think like it's really hard to like implement, but if you get used to it, I think it'll help.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's rearranging the order of like, I'm afraid of disappointing this person to I'm afraid of disappointing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this
Yeah.
person will
I
be
know.
disappointed because maybe they won't have their like friend to go to this thing with them, but I'll be disappointed because I'm not doing what I want to do.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's like I do think we get in a rut where we prioritize everybody else's feelings,
Yeah.
and like you should show up for the people in your life and stuff, but you definitely have to be able to take care of yourself first.
Yeah. I want to go back to the list of signs that you're people pleasing. Um, so we talked about apologizing constantly and let's see, feeling resentful because you give too much. That's kind of like what I was talking about with the like, I wish that they would do this or I wish that they would do that. Like, um, yeah, like I had a friendship situation kind of recently where I feel like I was like giving a lot and they weren't really reciprocating. And I didn't, in this situation, it didn't seem like because they didn't want to, it just, they had things. whatever. But it was little things like communication, like, oh, I wish they could have communicated that earlier, or I wish they could have like it just like didn't feel like the most like I would have felt respected or this is reciprocal if they had responded to this question earlier or whatever. So it's like you just pull back your energy and like give it to yourself if you're ever feeling that way. Because yeah, that's definitely a cycle I can get into. What was
Mhm.
the one that I was like, we definitely need to get into that. Um, Avoiding conflict at all costs. Yeah, let's talk about avoiding conflict at all costs.
Yeah.
And changing
So
person, yeah,
yeah, I think that I don't know. I think as women, like most of us are brought up to be like, with the mindset of caretakers or like you were saying, like being like soft and loving and like that being like the number one thing. So I think that along with that comes like avoiding conflict, right? Because like you can't really be that like soft nurturer if you're like barking back at people all the time or like getting
yeah,
into fights. So I do think that it kind of pushes people into not speaking up because they avoid it. And I know I was like that for a very long time.
mm,
And when I started kind of changing how I would interact with people or like reevaluating my relationships, it was very hard for me to start to get into conflicts with people.
yeah,
And I remember saying to you, like, when I decided to get divorced, it caused a lot of ripples in a lot of the relationships I had. And I told Sam, like, I was in my 40s and it was the first time I felt like there were people that didn't like me. And I had never experienced that my whole life. And like, how can you genuinely say you've gone your whole life and nobody has like never liked you? But like, not to be
that you
conceited, but
know
I
of.
feel like yeah, that I know of, but like I've never had conflicts or people who have like argued with me or fought with me or thought I was mean. And
Yeah,
like, so I do think a lot of that probably was because I was a people pleaser for a long time. Like, there
yeah,
was nothing to argue about. I was always easygoing and like putting everybody else first. So I do think avoiding conflict is a really big sign that you do it.
yeah. And I don't mean to air out Amber's dirty laundry, but sometimes I would be around you and like your ex or like your friends would say things that I would be like, what the fuck? Did they just like what did they just say? And you would be like, and you would laugh like it was a joke, and I would be like, that was not a joke. Like that was messed up. And I
Yeah.
didn't, I was like, wow, it just like genuinely doesn't bother her, I guess, or like it doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, but it was maybe you just didn't even know to take it personally, or you just were like, whatever. But I guess I'll read a list of questions for the listeners. And the questions are, who would you be if no one was disappointed in you? That's a big one. What are you afraid would happen if you started saying no? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Do you trust people to love the real you? Do you? Um, are you kind because you choose to be or because you're afraid not to be? So those are some good questions to think of. I just read a list of questions for the listeners to think about. Um, while I was waiting for you to,
Oh, great.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry, little technical difficulties.
that's good.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like going back to the conflict, I do think I don't know, there's not a lot of men that I see except like underhanded like digs. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like they don't really do it to each other or they'll be like, "What did you say?" Like call it out. But I do think it's more acceptable. Like I have friends that accept it from their partners and I accepted it for a long time. So I do think it's something that women really have to like look out for and be like conscious about because like nobody wants to be treated that way.
Yeah, no. And especially like when you're like in the area that we grew up in, like in New Jersey and Philly, it's like that is so much of the culture. It's like sarcasm is a love language, but there gets to be a point to where it's like, no, you're actually like saying something mean. And it's like those two were get confused easily. So it's like not not being like, oh, well, everyone, it's just sarcasm, or that's just their sense of humor. And like, again, oh, trying to be understanding towards them over loving yourself. And like, how do you feel about it? Do you actually not care, or does it actually like get under like make you feel disrespected? What is the truth? Which people might not even let themselves question that in certain situations.
Yeah. And I
Hmm.
do think it's good, like, for you individually. Like, I got to a point where, like, when those comments would happen, or when I would address something that had happened in the past, trying to resolve something with someone, you know, like, if I brought it up, they would, and it was a serious thing, and it was a thing that either made me feel upset or not safe or whatever it was, like, those people would be like, well, it was a joke. And, like, you just have to kind of stop it and say, like, okay, but is it a joke anymore if I say I don't like it?
Yeah.
Like you think it's a joke, but if the person who's supposed to be important to you says, I don't like that, then it's not a joke. You can call it whatever you want. You can label it however you want, but it's mean.
Yeah. Your experience. I think it's just, yeah, like your experience matters. Like
And
that's
I think
breaking.
with, yeah, people pleasers, if you stop and you just look at it simply like that, and you start to address someone that you care about, that you want to keep in your life, but you don't like the way you're being treated, like just break it down and be okay to say, like, you can call it or label it whatever you want, but like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. And then so, like, we need to talk about it because if you care about me, then that should matter to you.
Yeah. Man, I had a come to Jesus moment when I was like 28. I was like sobbing, crying. I forget what it was about. It was either about a friendship or a relationship or just both. I think I reached this place where I was like, everyone who was supposed to be a friend or like a lover has like just been a complete jerk in so many different ways. And like, why have I attracted that? Like,
Mhm.
what about me has created these relationships? Like, I'm a good person. I'm really loving. I show up for the people I care about. Like, I felt so much despair around this, like, being met with so many narcissists and shitty people. And I had this come to Jesus moment where I was like sobbing, like makeup all crazy. And I was like, oh, I need to care about my feelings. Like, if I
Mm.
want them to care about my feelings, like, I need to care about my feelings. And I realized like I just wasn't caring about I wasn't caring about my own feelings, which seems so obvious, but it's not. And it's like why I'm doing all these things, why am I not getting the same in return? And I think when you're a good
Yeah.
living person who does have this gift of being compassionate and intuitive and like a light in this world, that is a gift, but you expect other people to treat you the same way, and it's just not the case. And it's a hard awakening, um, when that happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is for sure. And I think one, it's important to realize that, like, maybe you aren't putting your feelings first or caring about your feelings. And then so, like, you're putting that responsibility on other people. And
Mhm.
then when they're not showing up for that, it's so disappointing because you do give so much. Right. And then, like, and then two, I think it's also about like people who like have these people pleasing tendencies. I think that you also have to understand, which is something I've learned over the years, which is something Samantha helped me with, is like not everybody is like you, and
Yeah.
not everybody is capable of the love, the empathy, the compassion, the care that you give to other people. And when you're like that, you just expect that everyone else is like that, and they're really
Yeah.
not. So, like, just knowing people can only meet you where they are or what they're capable of has really helped me. One, in either deciding to have those relationships in my life and continue to have these people around me, or two, I only expect so much out of those people,
Mhm.
and then sometimes I'm only willing to be so vulnerable with them. And then there's a limit, like
Yeah.
maybe these people don't have full access to me the way other friends would, or stuff like that. So I think that's important too, to realize when you are able to give so much of yourself that you put those boundaries up and you can recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to do an episode about boundaries. But
Mhm.
yeah, I want to say that so this is like Jedi training for people, please. Um about conflict. I learned that like conflict is just an opportunity, and I changed that mindset. So like I had a friend who I ended the friendship because it just was like she just wanted to go to dinner with someone. She didn't want to be friends with me, and she wasn't a great friend. She just kind of wanted someone there. And then whenever I had needs and expressed them, or like she hurt me, I never shared it. Only one time I shared it, and it was something really big. And she was like, "You're just trying to start drama." And I was like,
Oh, that's a shame.
yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And I was about to rip into her because my jersey was like, oh no, you didn't. Like I was about to just go crazy. And then I was like, who do I want to be? And then I was like, you know what? This dynamic does not work for me. I wish you the best. I will not be in your wedding. I cannot be your friend anymore. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm at the end of the road with this. I'm sorry. I wish you all the luck in life. And like, that's it for me. And that was it. I just fucking ended it in a text message, just like that, because I was
Mhm.
like, it clicked. It finally clicked for me. But each conflict is actually just an opportunity to prove to yourself who you are, you know? And like, you don't always have to be the bigger person. And sometimes being the bigger person is telling someone to fuck off. But with like my relationship, even, I've really kind of guided my fiance into the mindset of like every conflict is an opportunity. Like we can actually get excited around conflict
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, like what are your needs? What are my needs? What's happening here? Like, okay, let's figure it out. Like, and
Hmm.
you actually can navigate conflict if you change your mindset. And this is why I'm saying it's like Jedi training, because it really is shifting the energy from being like, oh my God, there's conflict. What if they are mad at me? What if they're upset? It's like, ooh, this is an opportunity for me to like, okay, hi, person who is like doing something that we need to figure out. What do you need? Here's what I need. Can we come to some sort of collaborative solution? If not, cool, we'll go our separate ways. But if someone isn't committed to trying to find a solution with you, alongside you, then that's not a reasonable person. And that's not actually,
Right.
you can never win. So just being able to recognize that of like, is this person who's trying to actually find a solution with me, or are they just trying to argue or be rude? And is this an opportunity for growth and collaboration, or is this just a toxic situation? And
Mhm.
seeing it in that way just kind of helps you like slice through these like conflicts of like it's no reflection on whether you're a good person or not. It's just like, oh, there's either growth here and we can figure it out together, or oh, this is a really unreasonable person who's actually being a bully. And those are really the only two situations that exist. So,
Yeah. And I think you're right. And I think like most of the time people like this like tend to like they want the other person to understand because
mhm.
they don't like conflict and they are a people pleaser and they want them to like them or be happy with them. So like there's this need in a conflict to like keep pushing like how you feel out because you just want them to understand it. And like you're right, if you can just take a step back and be like, these are the problems. Can we fix it? It's not about whether they like me, whether
Yeah.
they're happy with me. It's about whether we can get to a good place. It can really be helpful, you know?
Yeah. Like, if they're upset with me, then that means I'm not a good person. It's like,
And that's not true. Yeah.
yeah, it's not that deep. It's just they have emotions and your emotions matter, and you can either figure it out or you just walk away. And it's okay to walk away. And yeah, I've done lots of walking away. And
Yeah.
so has Amber.
I've been starting
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, she's getting more comfortable with it now. And it doesn't mean anything. Like in the grand scheme of life, I love to think about my like 170-year-old self because I say I'm gonna live a really long time. But
Yeah.
like I talk to her and she's like, "Bitch, are you kidding me?" Like she's so sassy. Like I'll journal to like the version of me that's older. She's been through it all. She's on the other side of all these experiences and she's like, "This is what's important." And like all those people, thinking about all the people that you have conflict with or were upset with you, like they're gonna be gone someday. Like it doesn't matter. It's like, and they have their own perspective and there is no like chalkboard keeping score in the sky that's like you are a bad person and your ingredients are evil and this and like saying what it's just not it's not the case. And so like breaking yourself free from that, saying no when you want to, yeah, caring about your own emotions first, becoming someone who is
Yeah.
selfish, God forbid, as a woman. And yeah, just like it's really amazing. I definitely think we need to do a boundaries one because I think that's like
Yeah.
it's really big. But yeah, you can
I
turn
agree. Yeah. And I
yeah.
think, yeah, people should let us know, like, what steps are you going to take to try to, back your people pleasing up if you can recognize it? Like, do you realize you're a people pleaser or not? I think all those things are super important.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. You can answer the questions that I said during our little break
Yeah.
from Amber when she was coming back. Um, but yeah, make sure you subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, please, and send it to someone who might need to hear this. If something resonated with you, please let us know in the comments. You can find me on Instagram at Sammy B Love. Amber will be doing her amazing shorts and yeah, and you can find the link for my dating course down below.
Yeah.
Until next time,
All right. Bye.
bye.